Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Raw Take. I'm your host, Rob Reed. This is your review for the August 17th, 2021 edition of WWE NXT. This is a pretty good show. It did, it does, it does feel like we're probably in a transition. Um, uh, I do know that the next few weeks, this was live, but I know the next few weeks after Takeover are going to be taped. I don't know if that bodes well. It does sound very. Uh, it does sound like a lot of the rumors we've heard. We've been hearing about uh, them changing NXT back to the old ways. Um, could be coming true. Uh, we'll see. This is a decent show, though. We'll get into it. Started out, Roderick Strong and the Diamond Mine come out. Um it was announced earlier on Twitter that uh, Kushida had been medically uncleared. He was unclear to perform. So the cruiserweight title match was postponed. Uh, they sent out an open challenge, and it was accepted by Ilya Dragunov, and it's a really damn good match. Not a surprise. Uh, this is what this is what the match Ilya had last week should have been. Just a straight up match where it's a great match, and then Ilya Dragunov won. Good. I know I'm not fond of the challengers to to the championship losing, which Roddy is the challenger to the cruiserweight title, but here I kind of give it a pass. Really, I don't know why they had Ilya Dragunov lose last week. It was pointless. Um, I hated it last week. This I'm less mad about. Uh, this one I gave a pass on. Uh, it was a really good match, so that helped. And Ilya looked really good, and Roddy looked strong in his defeat. He didn't look like a chump either. Um, so, yeah, good match. Next, we had uh, video package for Kyle O'Reilly and Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole, called Prime Target. It was really good, really well done video package. It was like a sit down thing. He showed each person like side by side, like video side by side. Uh, Kyle O'Reilly was like facing like towards but off to the side, but Adam Cole was like facing straight forward to the camera. Looked pretty cool the way they did it. Next, Hit Row came out, and they talk about last week where uh, they were attacked, and Santos Escobar took uh, Isaiah Scott's grill. This brings up Escobar is on the screen, and he says, you know, he said, I saw you burned my mask. He said, that was a show of disrespect. But he said, you know, I have to. I agree. I went too far. Taking your grill was disrespecting your culture. He said, I offer a truce. Come back here, man to man. Uh, Swerve had said, this is uh, already gone past civil. So he walked. He said, "I'll come back." And of course, as soon as he got back there, uh, uh, the rest of Legado del Fantasma were there. They attacked. Uh, the rest of Hit Row get back. It starts to Phantasma are starting to beat up all of them, but then B-Fab shows up with a baseball bat and helps turn the tide. Pretty good segment. There's going to be a 6-man tag next week, not at Takeover, but on next week's NXT. Should be a good match. I was kind of hoping for a straight up Escobar Swerve match, but this is fine with me. Next, we had Fabian Eichner and Marcel Bartel. They have a promo, and Walter. They have a promo in the back as they're getting ready to take on MSK for the tag team titles. They said they're going to preserve the what was the line? Like the dignity of this great sport. Good promo. Next we had LA Knight makes Cameron Grimes face Josh Briggs. Quick match. Both LA Knight and Ted DiBiase are out on commentary. Quick match, and Grimes wins. It was like a 2-minute match. Grimes wins with his finish. The cave-in, he wins. And then LA Knight punched Ted DiBiase. Again, we see that Gargano and Candice LeRae aren't happy with Indi and Dexter's relationship. And there is a funny moment. Dexter comes in and Johnny Gargano said, "How did the cake taste? Did you like the taste of that cake?" And Indi says, "Yeah," and he even had room for pie. So I thought that was fun. We also had a quick backstage interview with Zoe Stark and Io Shirai. Zoe's talking about how she's been trying to, become closer with her partner, but Io Shirai says, "I don't like you. All I care about is keeping these titles." Next, we have a mixed tag match. Indy Hartwell and Dexter Lumis. They take on Jesse Kamea and Robert Stone. This was a fun little mixed tag. It was fine. There was a pretty good finish. Both Indy and Dexter both put their opponents in the silence for the finish. Thought that was pretty cool. They both have a tandem entrance now. And then after the match, Indi, she like goes over to the announce table and talks to. You can see her talking to Beth Phoenix. She goes back into the ring. She kneels down. She pulls out a ring. And Dexter says yes. They put the ring on the finger, and then when they go in close, the ring where the stone is supposed to be looks like an eyeball, and I thought that looked really cool. So it's announced there's going to be a wedding. I thought that was a pretty good segment. I don't hate the Index storyline at all. We'll see where this goes. We all know how wrestling weddings go. We'll see how this one goes. I did think it was funny that when after Indi walked away from Beth, Wade Barrett's like, "What's going on here?" And Beth Phoenix was like, "Shut it, Barrett." I thought that was funny. Next, we have a really good sit-down, split-screen promo with Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. Raquel says she always knew in the back of her head that there was always going to be a chance that sooner or later Dakota would turn on her, because she had already turned on her so-called best friend, Tegan Knox. And Dakota was like, "Oh, did your magic ball tell you that 2 weeks ago?" And she says, "Okay, you got me. Said, "But now you actually have my attention, and you're going to get an ass whooping." It was a really good back and forth promo. I was fine with it. It's one of the matches I'm really looking forward to this weekend. Next, we had the last of the semifinals for the breakout tournament. Duke Hudson took on Carmelo Hayes. I really like both of these guys. Carmelo Hayes is an obvious star. Duke Hudson has the size and all that Vince is going to drool over. So I could have easily saw him winning, but Carmelo Hayes picks up the win here. Really good. And then after that, he has a quick promo after that. Then, I've been facing big guys throughout this tournament. He said, I have to face, and the finals is Carmelo Hayes and Odyssey Jones. He said, Odyssey Jones, I play video games and they always talk about the final boss. He said, well, here's a twist. The final boss is me. This brings out Odyssey Jones, and they have a stare down. Really good. I was fine with that. There was a quick video package for JC Jane. That was really cool. And talking about you're not going to hold us down, so I imagine that's about JC Jane and Gigi Dolan, which I'm fine with that. I would rather Gigi Dolan be fighting for the main NXT title, but looks like they're probably going to be going for the tag titles for now. Ted DiBiase is shown in the back. He walks up to Cameron Grimes. He apologizes for putting him through all this, and uh, and Grimes said it's not your fault. He said I was the one that wanted to be came into a bunch of money, and I wanted to be the $1 million man. And he said I wanted to be the $1 million man. I wanted to be the $1 million champion, and I messed that up. And he said, this time, he said, not just me, but you are going to go to the moon. I thought that was a really good promo. Grimes is probably one of my favorite characters in all of WWE right now. So I'm a fan of this. I imagine this will finally be the big win for Grimes, but I also would not be surprised for them to make a swerve and make Ted DiBiase LA Knight's butler. And so next we have the NXT Tag Title match between Wes Lee and MSK, Wesley and Nash Carter. They're taking on Imperium, Marcel Bartel, and Fabian Eichner. Really good match again. Though there was a little bit of a dumb thing that happened at the end, but not so dumb. Imperium are like wiping the floor with MSK for much of the match. And then Walter comes out. And then, of course, because Walter comes out, Ilya Dragunov comes out. And they start fighting. And then Ilya, jumps up, distracts he distracts Eichner, and then that allows MSK to hit the blockbuster powerbomb for the win. For MSK to pick up the win. It was an okay match, pretty good. I thought there could have been more to it. Could have been better. I didn't really need the distraction finish, if you ask me. But there wasn't anything egregious here. It was fine. And finally, we had Pete Dunne and Ridge Holland cut a quick promo in the back. And then we had the main event was Samoa Joe came out and he called out Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross came out with a bunch of protection, and remember when Karrion Kross was the badass who didn't need a bunch of security guards, but then he went on Raw and got beat in 2 minutes by Jeff Hardy, so now nobody takes him seriously? Well, yeah. So on NXT, nobody takes him seriously anymore. Even as NXT champion. They've tried their hardest to pretend that the stuff on the main roster never happened, but it did, so you could still hear the crowd chanting for Matt Hardy, or Jeff Hardy. They get into Kross does a spear. He's never done a spear, and all of a sudden he's doing a spear. That tells me it's all Vince. Vince is coming in and going, nope, you're the big guy. You got to do spears and stuff. Whatever. He did a spear, and it's it was supposed to be into a barricade, but it was obvious the barricade wasn't made to break away. So he had to actually push into it, and it didn't look as good as I think they thought it was going to. I lost a lot of interest in this match. I only want to see Joe beat the crap out of Cross and take the title off of him. That's all I care about. But I fear that they're just going to keep the title on Cross. Uh, but we'll see. Again, this was nothing. There was nothing egregious on this episode. Nothing that insulted my intelligence like last week. So I thought it was a decent. As a go home show for Takeover, I don't know if it was great. I think they could have done better at setting up Takeover, but overall, I thought it was a good show. If you like this review, like down below. Subscribe to the channel for more videos. I do plenty of reviews every week. Comment down below. Follow me on Twitter at Mr. Rob Reed, and I'll see you on the next video.